And the capital alpha is written this way. Let me turn it on. So it's written, so the capital letters are fairly easy. You would write it almost the same way as you would, excuse me, you would write it almost the same way as you would English letter. So alpha, I would write it like this. And then beta, I would write it like this. This is a capital beta. And since they're capital letters, it'll use the full boundaries, excuse me, of the worksheet. Now, gamma is a little bit different. This is a capital gamma. So remember the small, if you just for comparison, that's the small alpha, that's the small beta. This is gamma, this is the small gamma. This is the capital gamma. And the way you would draw it is you draw a line and you draw it like this. So I know you have these extra lines here, but this one, or at least here, this one's okay. This one's okay. But that's because they're trying to make the font fancy. So the way you draw a gamma is straight line like this. This is a capital gamma. Straight line. So kind of like a hangman's game loose, except you don't have the bottom part. So that's gamma. Delta, yes, it does look like a triangle. So the small delta is like this. This is delta. 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 This is the epsilon. Small epsilon's like this. Just draw it like an E. Don't have to add this stuff right here. That's all just fancy font stuff. An epsilon is just fine like this. Zeta, same thing. Don't make it fancy. Don't add that stuff. The small zeta is like this, and just draw it very simply. This is the capital zeta. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. This is the heta. So remember the small heta is like that. So the capital heta, sorry, it's a little bit off screen. I'll adjust it for future videos. Capital theta is just like an H. The small lowercase theta is like this. This is just a bigger one. So here's theta capital, and this is the smaller case theta. Theta capital. And actually the small case theta, sorry, it should be a little bit above the line. So this is not quite right. But the capital theta uses, oh, that was a little bit off. Sorry about that. But that capital theta uses the whole space. This is the capital iota. Remember, it's like this. And capital iota is like this. You would not see iota like this. It would never. This is wrong. This is wrong. You do. It is written like this. Kappa. Remember that the small kappa is written like this. This part makes it look like a K, so I don't know why they do that, but I would not write kappa like this. I feel like this is wrong. That makes it the letter K in English, but not a kappa. A kappa would be this. And notice that the small case kappa is rounded, whereas the capital kappa is pointed. Lambda. So what does the capital lambda look like? It just looks like an unfinished triangle, or TP. This is lambda. And then mu. Remember that the small mu is like that. Capital mu. 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 The nu, this is the small nu. The capital nu looks like just like a capital N. So it looks like a capital N. So draw it like a capital N. The Kasi, this is the small Kasi. This one's kind of fun. It's different, right? So draw this, draw a straight line, and that. So draw a hat, a straight line, and then the plate underneath. A hat, straight line, and then your plate underneath. Hat, straight line, and your plate. Omicron, small omicron, the big omicron just uses the entire space. Just like a capital O. P, this is a little bit curved like that, right? But a capital P is all straight. So you can draw it this way too. Maybe this might be actually easier. So there's no curve. Whereas with a small p, you have that little curve at the end. Okay, but this is a capital P. So straight lines. Row, remember that a small row is like this. And a capital row. Capital row. Capital row. There we go. Then sigma, remember you have this as small case sigma or final sigma, but this is a capital sigma, so it looks like a M, English letter M that's been flipped sideways, like someone played a practical joke and tipped it over. Oh, this one's not that good. Sorry about that. Let's do it this. There we go. So here we have tau. So the small tau had this little curve, right? But the capital tau. So again, I'm sorry, I didn't space the slide very well. I didn't expect this top menu bar not to disappear when I used it. But use the whole space and just write a capital letter T. This is upsilon. So write it like this. This is upsilon. This is capital upsilon. Not like this. Don't make it a Y. A Y is wrong. Make it upsilon. Phi. Here's the small phi. The capital phi is starts off in the middle. Uses the whole space. Chi. This is curved, like straight. But the chi capital doesn't have those curved lines. So if I were to draw a small chi, it looks like that, right? But a capital chi is just straight lines. But C, you see where it goes? This is in that space, but the capital C starts up here and it stays within the line, doesn't go below. Capital C. And omega, that's the small omega. The capital omega, you start here and it goes like this. It looks like a horseshoe almost. There you go. Horseshoe. And that's it. And we're done. That completes our lesson.